Welcome to War Bios, the podcast that delves into the lives of history's most fascinating military leaders. Today, we're going to explore the life and times of Jean de Dieu Soult, one of Napoleon's most trusted marshals, and a man whose military career spanned some of the most tumultuous years in European history. Born on March 29, 1769, in Saint-Amand-la-Bastide, a small village nestled in the rolling hills of the province of Languedoc, Soult's early life was marked by modest means and a strong sense of family. The village, with its rustic charm and picturesque landscapes, was a far cry from the battle-scarred fields of Europe that Soult would later come to know. His father, Jean Soult, was a notary, and his mother, Marie de Grenier, came from a family of minor nobility. The youngest of 6 children, Soult grew up in a household that valued education and hard work, where the sound of scratching quills on parchment and the smell of freshly baked bread filled the air. As a child, Soult would often listen with rapt attention to the stories of his uncle, a veteran of the 7 Years' War, who regaled him with tales of military valor and strategic genius. The old soldier's eyes would light up as he recounted battles fought and won, of daring maneuvers and clever tactics, and of the great leaders who had shaped the course of history. These tales sparked something deep within Soult, a sense of wonder and awe that would stay with him throughout his life. He was particularly drawn to the stories of the great French generals, men like Turenne and Condé, who had fought with honor and distinction on the battlefields of Europe. Soult's early years were also shaped by the tumultuous events unfolding in France during the late 18th century. The French Revolution, which began in 1789, would eventually have a profound impact on his life and career. As a young man, Soult was exposed to the radical ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity that swept through the country, and he became deeply sympathetic to the revolutionary cause. He saw in the revolution an opportunity for France to break free from the shackles of feudalism and forge a new path, one that would be guided by reason, justice, and the principles of democracy. In 1785, at the age of 16, Soult enrolled in the Royal Military Academy in Paris, where he began his formal military education. The academy, with its imposing stone facade and manicured gardens, was a place of discipline and learning, where young men from all over France came to study the art of war. Soult threw himself into his studies, devouring texts on tactics and strategy, and practicing his skills in the drill yard. He was particularly drawn to the works of the great military theorists, men like Vauban and Follard, who had written extensively on the art of warfare. The academy provided Soult with a solid foundation in mathematics, tactics, and leadership, but it was his experiences outside the classroom that truly shaped his character. As a cadet, he was exposed to the harsh realities of military life, including discipline, hardship, and camaraderie. He learned to navigate the complexities of military politics, where alliances were forged and broken with ease, and where the slightest misstep could mean disaster. These early lessons would serve him well throughout his career, as he learned to build strong relationships with his fellow officers and to navigate the treacherous waters of military politics. Soult's family also played a significant role in shaping his early years. His parents, though not wealthy, instilled in him a strong sense of duty and responsibility, which would become hallmarks of his military career. His uncle, who had fought in the 7 Years' War, served as a mentor and inspiration, regaling Soult with stories of military history and strategy. These early influences helped shape Soult's worldview and laid the foundation for his future success as a military leader. As the French Revolution gained momentum, Soult found himself drawn into the vortex of events unfolding in Paris. In 1791, at the age of 22, he joined the National Guard, a citizen militia formed to defend the revolution against internal and external threats. This decision marked the beginning of Soult's military career and set him on a path that would take him from the battlefields of Europe to the highest echelons of Napoleonic power. The young Soult was about to embark on a journey that would test his courage, strategic brilliance, and character, forever changing the course of his life and the fate of Europe. As he marched through the streets of Paris with his fellow guardsmen, Soult felt a sense of pride and purpose that he had never felt before. He knew that he was part of something bigger than himself, something that would shape the future of France and the world. The sound of drums beating and the smell of gunpowder filled the air as the National Guard prepared to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Soult's heart pounded with excitement as he contemplated the adventures that awaited him, the battles he would fight, and the glory he would win. As Soult's military career gained momentum, he found himself at the forefront of the French Revolution's tumultuous early years, navigating a maelstrom of conflicting ideologies, treacherous politics, and brutal warfare. The air was alive with the smell of gunpowder, the sound of drums beating out the rhythm of war, and the cries of the wounded echoing through the streets. In 1792, he was promoted to lieutenant in the National Guard, and soon after, he joined the regular army as a captain in the 4th Regiment of Infantry, marking the beginning of his ascent through the ranks. This rapid rise was driven by his exceptional leadership skills, tactical acumen, and unwavering dedication to the revolutionary cause, which burned within him like a fire that could not be quenched. One of the defining moments of Soult's early career came on September 20, 1792, when he fought at the Battle of Valmy, a pivotal engagement that repelled the invading Prussian army and cemented the French Revolution's hold on power. Soult's bravery and strategic thinking during this battle earned him recognition from his superiors and set him apart as a rising star in the French military. As he rode across the battlefield, his horse's hooves pounding out a rhythmic beat on the damp earth, he seemed to embody the very spirit of the revolution, fearless, determined, and unyielding. In 1793, Soult was appointed aide-de-camp to General Charles-François Dumouriez, one of the most influential military leaders of the time. This position provided Soult with invaluable experience and exposure to the inner workings of high-level command, as he accompanied Dumouriez on campaigns throughout France and Belgium. Although Dumouriez's eventual defection to the Austrians in April 1793 posed a significant setback for the French army, Soult's loyalty and integrity remained unwavering, and he continued to serve with distinction. The memory of Dumouriez's betrayal would stay with him forever, a reminder of the treacherous nature of war and the importance of loyalty in the face of adversity. The following year, Soult played a crucial role in the Siege of Toulon, where he served as a staff officer under General Jacques-François Dugommier. The successful recapture of the city from British and Royalist forces on December 18, 1793, marked a significant turning point in the French Revolution's military fortunes, and Soult's contributions to the campaign did not go unnoticed. His expertise in siege warfare and his ability to coordinate complex military operations earned him widespread recognition and praise from his peers. As he walked through the battered streets of Toulon, surveying the damage and planning the next phase of the campaign, Soult felt a sense of pride and purpose that he had never felt before. He was no longer just a young officer, he was a leader, a master of the art of war. As the French army continued its expansion across Europe, Soult found himself at the forefront of several key campaigns. In 1796, he served as a divisional commander under General Napoleon Bonaparte during the Italian campaign, where he distinguished himself at the Battle of Castiglione on August 5, 1796. The battle was a masterpiece of tactical genius, with Soult's troops outmaneuvering and outgunning their Austrian opponents at every turn. Napoleon, who had been watching Soult's progress with great interest, was impressed by his bravery, strategic thinking, and unwavering commitment to the French cause. The two men began a long and complex relationship that would shape the course of European history, a bond forged in the fire of war and tempered by their shared ambition. Throughout the late 1790s, Soult continued to rise through the ranks, earning promotions and accolades for his military prowess. In 1799, he was appointed commander of the French army in Switzerland, where he played a crucial role in securing key victories against Austrian and Russian forces. His successes on the battlefield, combined with his exceptional leadership skills, made him an indispensable asset to the French military establishment. As he stood on the snow-capped mountains of Switzerland, gazing out at the breathtaking landscape below, Soult felt a sense of awe and wonder at the vast expanse of the world before him. He was no longer just a soldier, he was a statesman, a leader of men, and a shaper of destiny. As the 18th century drew to a close, Soult stood poised on the threshold of greatness, his reputation as one of France's most brilliant and fearless military leaders firmly established. The years ahead would bring even greater challenges and opportunities as he navigated the treacherous waters of Napoleonic politics and continued to shape the course of European history through his unwavering dedication to the French cause. "The art of war is not just about winning battles," Soult once remarked to a fellow officer, "but about understanding the hearts and minds of those you lead and the enemies you face." This profound insight would guide him throughout his illustrious career, as he confronted the complexities of modern warfare and emerged as one of the most revered military leaders of his time. The quote, etched in his mind like a mantra, reminded him that war was not just about victory or defeat, but about the human cost, the moral implications, and the enduring legacy of conflict. As the 19th century unfolded like a canvas of conquest and transformation, Soult's star continued to rise with unyielding ascendance, his military prowess and strategic genius earning him a reputation as one of Napoleon's most trusted generals. The year 1804 marked a pivotal moment in his career, as he was appointed Marshal of France, a distinction that not only solidified his position among the highest echelons of French society, but also bestowed upon him the respect and admiration of his peers and the awe of his enemies. Throughout the Napoleonic Wars, Soult played a crucial role in several key campaigns, each one etching its mark on the annals of history. The Battle of Austerlitz, where the genius of Napoleon was matched only by the brilliance of his generals, saw Soult at the forefront, his strategic mind and tactical acumen proving indispensable to the French victory. His leadership during the Peninsular War, where he served as commander-in-chief of the French army in Spain, was marked by both triumph and tribulation, testing his mettle against the relentless guerrilla warfare waged by Spanish partisans and the conventional forces of Britain. Despite his many successes on the battlefield, Soult's later years were marked by turmoil and upheaval, a reflection of the chaotic times in which he lived. Following Napoleon's defeat at Waterloo, an event that shook the foundations of Europe and marked the end of an era, Soult went into exile, a fate shared by many of his comrades in arms. His journey into the unknown was not one of despair, but of introspection, a time to reflect on the triumphs and defeats, the victories and the vanquished. Eventually, in 1819, he returned to France, where he was reinstated as a Marshal of France, a gesture that symbolized not only his personal rehabilitation, but also the nation's acknowledgement of his contributions. Soult's post-exile life was characterized by a renewed sense of purpose as he served in various government positions, including Minister of War. In this role, he worked tirelessly to modernize the French military, leveraging his vast experience and strategic insight to prepare France for the challenges of the future. His efforts were not merely bureaucratic, they were infused with a deep understanding of the evolving nature of warfare and a commitment to ensuring that France remained a formidable force on the European stage. As Soult grew older, he became increasingly reflective on his life and legacy, a natural introspection that comes with the passage of time. In a letter to a fellow veteran, a poignant expression of his thoughts and feelings, he wrote, "The true measure of a soldier's greatness lies not in his conquests, but in the hearts of those he has led, and the lessons he has imparted." These words encapsulate the essence of Soult's character, a deep understanding of the human cost of war, combined with an unwavering commitment to the principles of honor, duty, and country. They reveal a man who had transcended the mere accumulation of victories and defeats, looking instead towards the enduring impact he could have on future generations. His appointment as Grand Chancellor of the Legion of Honor was not merely an honor, it was a symbol of France's gratitude for his service and a recognition of his status as one of the nation's most distinguished sons. The eulogies delivered at his funeral by some of the most prominent figures at the time were more than mere tributes. They were acknowledgments of the profound impact he had on European history, shaping not only the course of wars, but the destinies of nations. Today, Soult is remembered as one of the greatest military leaders of the Napoleonic era, a master strategist and tactician whose name is etched alongside those of Napoleon, Davout, and Lannes. His legacy extends far beyond his military conquests, however, as his writings and reflections on the art of war continue to influence modern military theory and practice. He stands as a bridge between eras, connecting the age of cavalry charges and musket volleys with the era of tanks and drones, a reminder that despite the changing face of warfare, certain principles remain timeless. His story serves as a powerful reminder of the enduring importance of honor, duty, and country, and the profound impact that one person can have on the world. His legacy is not just a relic of the past, it is a living, breathing entity that continues to shape our understanding of leadership, strategy, and the human condition. That's all for today's War Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, I'm General Biography, reminding you to keep marching toward victory.